If you had to pick one plant that defines modern civilization, it would be corn. Corn now makes up over a tenth of all crops grown on Earth. In the US alone, cornfields stretch across an area the size of Germany. Almost every single stalk is the same, a single variety called yellow dent number 2. 99% of all cultivated corn is genetically identical. How did one humble grass become the planet's most dominant plant? Our story begins about 9,000 years ago in what's now Mexico. Corn's wild ancestor, teosinte, barely resembled today's crop. Over millennia, early farmers shaped it into something new: larger cobs, softer kernels, and a sacred place in their culture. Across the Americas, maize became food, myth, and identity. The corn mother symbolized life and abundance. When Europeans arrived, they dismissed it as primitive. But their own crops struggled, and necessity forced them to eat what the locals ate. Corn crossed the Atlantic and thrived everywhere. By the 1800s, the United States had become the world's corn kingdom, with each region growing its own variety. Then came the trains. Different corn strains meant different shapes, sizes, and prices, a nightmare for trade. Railway merchants pushed for standardization, and in 1893, James Reed unveiled his yellow dent hybrid at the Chicago World's Fair. It won the blue ribbon and changed agriculture forever. 50 years later, World War II technologies supercharged this transformation. Mechanized harvesters turned days of labor into minutes. Ammonium nitrate, once used for bombs, became fertilizer, feeding dense, endless fields without crop rotation. When President Richard Nixon lifted farming limits in the 1970s, corn exploded into a global commodity. Mountains of maize meant new uses. Ground down to cornstarch, turned into ethanol, spun into bioplastics, or refined into high-fructose corn syrup, corn became the quiet ingredient behind nearly everything we consume. It feeds the animals that feed us, sweetens our sodas, and fuels our cars. We eat only about 40% of it directly. The rest keeps global consumption humming. But this success comes with a shadow. Monoculture farming has stripped biodiversity. Fertilizer runoff poisons rivers and groundwater. The world's appetite for cheap meat, powered by cheap corn feed, drives massive carbon emissions. Our dependence on a single genetic crop leaves us dangerously exposed. One new pest or virus could collapse the system entirely. Corn began as a bushy grass, a gift from ancient farmers. Today, it's the backbone of industry and a mirror of ourselves. Our hunger for efficiency, growth, and control. The question now isn't how far corn can take us, but whether we can find our way out of the maze we built around it.